So this week's review, I get to be an adult, is the Power Rangers reboot. So the 2017 Power Rangers reboot. We have waited 22 years for this. It's finally come. So, for those of you who don't know what Power Rangers are, you know, where have you been for the last, you know, quadrupled decades? A group of high school kids who are infused with unique superpowers harness their abilities in order to save the world.
Trailer, please, Dan.
Let's
get the trailer. So, right.
Power Rangers.
Let's get on to this. I mean, obviously we spoke about Mighty Morphin, the movie in '95, and we spoke about the original. So obviously with them in mind and us obviously going back to watching Beauty and the Beast and then watching the original, I don't think really there was any much comparisons. I liked the film. It was good. I think it was a good stand. It has started off as a good standalone, and it had a good back. And the first part of the story, I even told you, as soon as the film finished, I was like, I loved the first 10 minutes of that film. Yeah. The first 10 minutes of that film.
It's the start of it's the start of the franchise. Oh, yeah. It's a franchise. Like, apparently, this is just a rumour. They're scheduled for 6 movies. Now, I hope and I pray that they don't do it 6 movies of movie 1, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Movie 2, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the Green Ranger. Yeah. Number 3, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the White Ranger. Part 4, Zeo Rangers. Part 5, Turbo Rangers. Part 6, the next Ranger. I don't think so. Keep this one going. This. I know, depending on how quick you make it, the actors are obviously going to grow up and they might get bigger roles, they might not. But let's stick with
they might not
We're
fit
going to try and keep this
in,
review
in
as
morph suit.
Yeah, we're going to try and keep this as spoiler-free as completely possible because we know all you die-hard fans out there. So we do not want to spoil this to you.
Let's start off. I mean, the first 10 minutes built the story for us, and then into kind of like, how can I say, the second act, which is kind of like introducing the characters and the way the film's going to go. For me, it was dark in places. There was a lot of kind of teenage kind of problems which cropped up in it, which was kind of nice that they, you know, kind of brought them issues to the front. You know, one being kind of like, one makes, you know, struggles with kind of school, the other one struggles with making friends. It's kind of just your whole coming of age story, but it was a bit darker. The Red Ranger, which was kind of the main character, shall we say, you know, Dacre Montgomery, I mean, you said to me they wanted Zac Efron.
No, I didn't.
It was
on the early days, it was speculated that they wanted Zac Efron. Now, I do apologise to Dacre, like, really, really badly, but you look at Dacre, I need to get a picture of Dacre and Zac Efron side by side so you guys can see that they do actually look incredibly similar. So
you know. Very, very similar. So I can see where that come from. And to be quite fair to you, he did lead the story and he led it really well. I thought, you know, you had to fall in love with these characters, and as the film went on, you did bit by bit by bit by bit. So after we had that second act, then we went into the main kind of focal point, which was them kind of finding their way and meeting, you know, Zordon, which is Bryan Cranston, which I thought he'd done a really good job. And he was involved in that first 10 minutes of that film. So when you've watched that and you'll see what happens, you know, it brought the story to a good, complete kind of round, how can I put roundness to it? So Cranston played, I mean, what do you think of Cranston? I thought he played it well, and I think there could have been a bit more with him in it.
Yeah, I think it was minimal, but yeah, you've got to kind of explain that, like, you've got to stretch over the story a little bit. Yeah, it's an origin story, so I don't expect Cranston to be in there every single second of the film, but they kind of make it out like, you know, here is the granddad, I suppose, like the granddaddy. He is the, you know.
Yeah, he's like grandfather Red Ranger. That's what he is. He's like great grandfather Red Ranger.
You look at the original TV series, and Zordon was already up and running, and Zordon invites the Power Rangers in, and it's kind of like father figure kind of nurturing.
Under the wing.
In this one, it's like Zordon is. Oh, it's all on me. I'm the Zordon. I have to try and save the world. I have to try and do this. And it takes him time to let go and put his trust in the new Rangers. And that's kind of what this film is. It's you know, trust building. It's about the friendship. It's about how the relationships build from these 5 seemingly random strangers from school. And I think that's why Power Rangers relates more as a superhero film than others, because you look at Spider-Man, you're like, oh, I've got to be bit by a spider to be this, and you look at Iron Man, I've got to be a multi-billionaire, or I look at Batman. Whereas with Power Rangers, you're like, they're just kids at high school.
They are kids at high school, but the story that led up to them becoming a Power Ranger, no spoilers, the story that led up to that, and then what happened, I was kind of like, whoa, and then everything just went. It was kind of like, action, 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 silence, and you were kind of like, what's going? And then all of a sudden they've come into their own, and they've, the powers have come and everything else, and you're kind of like, I really like that. Do you know what I mean? Did you get what I mean? It was kind of a load of noise, then they got their powers, and then, it was kind of silence, then they got their, and then you were just like, wow, this is what it should be. It shouldn't just be like you said, oh, well, I'm a multi-millionaire or billionaire, or, I've had to be bitten or something. It was absolutely spot on and brilliant.
So you had to see the work and dedication that it took. It wasn't just a superhero overnight film. It was, and it also doesn't feel like they've just given it to some random scriptwriter and gone, write that. That's great. Here's to another scriptwriter. Well, what do you think?
I
think that they've given it to a fan. Or they've given it to someone that knows Power Rangers, because there's a couple of little Easter eggs in there. There's some cameos. There's some cheesy quirks back. Some are really good. Some are bad. Like there's a point where he goes,
some you just grab your chair. You're just like, oh my god.
There's a point where he goes, it's morphin' time, and you're like, doesn't quite work, because I've watched this film for an hour 45 now, and you've been quite serious with these little jokey cheesy bits. And then they play not the original, but they play the original Go Go Power Rangers song, but modernised, and you're kind of like, that's the better cheesy moment. That's the nostalgia moment. So what I was saying to Tony is there's a difference between cheese and nostalgia. There's a bit of cheesy moment where you're like, I don't know if this works that much, but I don't, and then you've got the nostalgia moments where you're like, oh my god, awesome.
That was, and it was, but obviously when they said morphine time, I grabbed the arm of the chair. Like, what have you done? And then when it come on, and then I just looked it down when the music come on, that nostalgia moment, I was just like, it was like, like, it was so good. But leading throughout the whole film, I think the five guys, the five.
All the Rangers.
Players, all the Rangers, they played their part really well. For me as well, a standout point that I really loved was the Megazord. We get introduced to the Megazord. Obviously, it wouldn't be a Power Rangers without seeing it.
They're all each individual Zords. Yeah. And then the big grand reveal of the Megazord when they all come together.
Yeah, and the Megazord was brilliant. Very Pacific Rim. Very Pacific Rim.
It was very, like, to be fair, there was a couple of things in this film that I was like, I've seen that somewhere, It was very kaiju mecha.
It was kind of like that, party buffet. They've kind of gone along and gone, I'll have a bit of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have.
Which was what I thought worked.
They do a couple of quips towards Marvel, they do a couple of quips towards Transformers, and then,
the Transformer one was absolutely brilliant.
So I'll say this now, right? There's a couple of scenes where I'm like, I've seen this before. So like you just mentioned, where the Zord's battling Goldar. Everyone's seen Goldar, it's in the trailer, it's not a spoiler. That's very Pacific Rim. Yeah. The battle along the street reminded me of Superman, Man of Steel. You know when he fights in Smallville? Yeah. Where it's all like the petrol stations going up and all of this. That reminded me of that.
Proper building collapses as well. None of this like gone through a building at the other side. Building
at the start, as they're getting ready, I'm like, this is quite like Chronicle, the film where they just get powers. Yeah. And I enjoy Chronicle, so it kind of had its montage feeling, it had its nostalgia feeling. So let's talk about performances. The camera focuses around three main people. It focuses around obviously Jason, Kimberly, and Billy. Yeah. Now Billy's a very interesting one. I think in the original series he wasn't seen as the. He was seen as the weedy, nerdy one that's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, leave him to it. Yeah, we know why he's there.
But in this one,
definitely,
he had so much more. He was the key. He was the linchpin that brought the team together. Oh. He was the one that catalyzed everything. He's the smart one, and I think the actor that played him, they did really, really well.
And I think you felt sorry for him at times. You felt endeared
you connected
to
with him.
You connected really heavily with him.
Yeah.
And like you said, he was that kind of linchpin that held everything together, and like kind of brought two of them together. Then
the
three
of
them, and then it was a great cascading effect to get all five of them together. Yeah. For me, we're talking about performances. For me, obviously, Black Ranger. I'd like to see a bit more from him, Zach.
I think Zach and Trini, so Black and Yellow Rangers, they didn't really get. So
Trini had one moment.
She had a moment, and so did Zach. They had their backstory moments, but the camera was only focused on mainly Billy and Jason because leader. you know, they wanted to
leader, rebel without a cause, and kind of
so like Kimberly was like, you know, this girl's going to be the love interest. We know that she's popular. Jason's the leader. We know he's popular.
Yeah.
Billy, he's not as popular. Let's bring him forward a bit. And then they've just like left Zach and Trini just about a step behind. But they were still. There's
still so much to come though.
See, Zach was good though, because Zach had that. You know, the naughty one. He was the one like, I'm going to take the Zord for a test drive out there right now.
And that was a good moment.
Yeah. And then you had Trini, who was the one that, you know, you can see she's struggling. Not everything's as easy for her, but she's going to come through in the end. And she did. She
had a big moment, and then it kind of led her on to do other things in the film, which I thought was brilliant. I'm going to round it off because I think
we're nowhere near rounding off. Like,
what are you on about?
Well, you got to talk about Alpha 5 as well.
Alpha 5 for me was pretty standard, man. I mean, what I'm thinking of is the original, and I'm kind of like, right, the original was kind of bit part.
Yeah.
The same with Alpha 5 in this. They kept it exactly the same, apart from obviously look. The look was obviously...
What did you think? Did you think the look... Because he's a bit weird, wasn't he? He was like a beard-bellied alien with like these two blinking eyes. And then he had stretch arms. I was just like...
It was kind of like... Have you ever seen Batteries Not Included?
No.
It's kind of like one of the robots.
Johnny 5!
Johnny 5.
It reminds me of Johnny 5.
Yeah, it's kind of like Johnny 5, Batteries Not Included, robot, and Flubber, the robot from Flubber. You know, so to me...
Again, it's another nostalgia kind of poke back to the 90s.
It is, but when I said let's round it off, I mean, Alpha 5 was pretty standard. There was nothing special about... Like, if I was to talk about Alpha 5, I'd be like, same as the original, looked better, loved the voice casting, and everything like that, and I thought it worked really well. Because it wasn't a case of he come on screen and I was like cringe.
Yeah.
It was kind of he come on screen and I was like Alpha 5, done good job. We don't have to. No, we don't have to.
Done good job. Here's your paycheck. Cool. No raise.
Go away.
We'll call you for the next one.
Yeah. Sequels coming. Just make sure you're free around November.
Leave your email address.
So you know, for me, I wasn't ever going to be going well in depth about a character that was on par with the 1995 movie and also the rest of the TV series.
Yeah. No, I don't. Like, I mean. I think the good thing about this film is I didn't have expectations for it because there were I did have expectations, but there wasn't like built up expectations. Like I wasn't expecting to go into this film and go, I expect this film to be hitting Oscar points. I expect this film to be hitting a 10 out of 10. No. I went into this film going, I expect this film to stay true to the original.
Yeah.
To amp it up a bit, to make it darker, because obviously that leaked footage that came out a few years ago now, where it was really hardcore Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be dark, but I want it to be relevant. I want to see the suits. I want to see fighting. I want to see Zords. I want to see Rita. I want all these bits.
But we got everything. Even Rita. Rita was so good. It was a good casting. She was on point. Everything was, hashtag on point. Everything. Everything was hashtag on point.
This is what I'm saying. Everything hit its mark. Yeah. I went in there like, I want hints. I know what the future's going to hold. Like I expect an end credit scene that's either going to lead me to Green Ranger, Lord Zedd, or something extended that I know of as a fan, and I think it's delivered that and
extend the universe, and that's what I think they want to do. And I think, like you said, if it's going to be a 6-part, let's hope it's not a Flash Gordon. They signed for 6 movies, it never happens.
Yeah,
let's just try to get.
I hope it makes its money back because
I hope it makes its money, and I hope it does more because it deserves that because of what it brought to the table. Even if it's not a nostalgia moment, it's still a great standalone film which you can go and sit down, watch, and be like, oh, this is Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And then you can move on with it and be like, oh, left it open. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get the budget for it. Let's see if we can make our money back and move forward with it. I mean, I'm quite happy to round it off because I was so happy with this film. I wasn't happy in the sense, like Dayle said, it's not going to be Oscar, it's not going to be massive, it's not going to be powerful.
It hit what you expect. It hit my expectations.
It ticked boxes. If I had a checklist, I'd be like Alpha 5, tick. Zordon, tick. Cranston, tick. Like Power Rangers, tick. Suits.
Little bit of nostalgia, tick.
Nostalgia, tick.
The odd bit of cheese for the old time. Yeah, it ticked the boxes.
It ticked boxes, guys, and that's what we want to give you. We want to tell you what what everything was, from nostalgia to boxes to everything, and that's I think that's what it was for us. It was a film which just had everything in our hands that we wanted, and it delivered. So I've got a score in my head.
You're going to give the score, go on then.
I'm going to start with a 7.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm going to go 7 because I think, obviously, it is better than the 95. It did deliver the nostalgia moments. Casting was good. Lead characters were brilliant. I loved Rita. I love Goldar. I love the look. I love the deepness of it. I love it's dark, and I love the fact it's been left open and there's multiple options for the sequel. Okay. If it happens. Dayle, summary.
To be totally honest, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. the reason it doesn't get higher scores like 8, 9 and 10 is because it's not a film that deserves an 8, 9 or 10. It's not that type of film.
It's
where
not
you can
BAFTA
say,
winning, is it?
No, it's not that type of film where you can go, the cinematography was perfect.
Yeah.
This was perfect. Like, everything is done to the base level. It's what I want to see. I'm allowed to sit down on this and go, you know, hats off, you've done well for the 95. You've done well for the standard.
Yeah.
And obviously there are negative points to it. There are parts where I'm like, not so much there, not so much there. Like, obviously the cheese moments are like, yeah, I like it, I appreciate it, but I didn't want it, or we don't want it.
Exactly.
There's the whole, the fact that it's like Chronicle, that it takes its time to build up, which again is the, not the failure, but it's the flaw in a origin story that you can't always get it right. You can't rush them into the suits, you can't rush them out of the suits. I wanted to see more fighting in the suits. You literally, you know, they do all their training, then you see a little bit of fighting in the suits, and then they spend most of the time in the Zords, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. It's, you know,
but it was, if you had to think about it, it was a typical episode.
In a movie, yeah, it was,
in a movie
it was an
with dark elements.
It was an original origin story because we never got to see that in the original Power Rangers TV series. It was literally like, Zordon's picked you, here's your Power Rangers, off you go. And they already know the training, they already know the Zords, they already know this. This was a Power Rangers tutorial on how it became to be. So I completely agree with you. I'm happy to give it, you know, a very steady 7 out of 10.
So guys, Power Rangers for us is a 7 out of 10 here on the Weekend Buzz. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get on to our next
giveaway. The part where you guys always wait for, because that's the way. We like it, which is why we've got that song before.
So last week's competition was you could have won Bell. So all you had to do was basically like Limited Edition Facebook. Then you had to go onto our page, like, subscribe and share, and then you had to basically put a comment saying either beauty or beast in the comment section. That was completely it, guys, and you could have won this absolutely. I mean, it's iconic.
Again,
the yellow
this
dress
is from Limited Edition Comix, you know, our very, very good friends. They provide us, they also provide us a £10 discount code, which is, for this week, guys, 10% off your comics, your pops, your Hot Topic pops that you can't get anywhere else in the UK, your Power Ranger helmets, you know, they would give you anything. They're such nice guys. If you're in the area, go down, say hi. They'll help you out with everything. If not, and you just want free delivery, you know, 10% discount code is Make My Monster Grow. All capitals. Put that into the checkout bit as you're going through their online system. They have absolutely everything you could possibly imagine. Card games, like we said before, Dungeons and Dragons, pop toys, Hot Topic pop toys, comic books from A to Z. A to Z, and even
as you can tell, guys, Dayle is completely in love with Limited, as well as I am, and the guys at Limited are absolutely fantastic. All we want you to do is use this code. It's a gift from us to you, as well as the prize we give you. So that 10% discount code, Dayle, what is it again, please? Make My Monster Grow. So for those of you the original, it's Rita's shout out when she goes to make her monsters grow. That's it. And remember, guys, you have to do all capitals as well. Just get it in there, Make My Monster Grow, all capitals, and then that is it, guys. You get that 10% discount. So this week's winner, Dayle, or last week's winner, should I say? So last week's winner, for the winner of Bell, was Helen Langford. So, Helen Langford, you have won Bell, okay? All you have to do is just keep yourself active on the comment section on that video. We'll be in touch. Someone will be in touch, and we'll go from there. So, right. This week's giveaway. So, you know, who doesn't want the leader, the one and only, the centre of attention of the Power Rangers, the Red Power Ranger. So this is the movie original one, the official movie one for this movie. Again, from Limited Edition Comix, because you know these guys are amazing. Again, 10% discount code. And Rita looks absolutely amazing. I'm just looking at the Hot Topic exclusive. You can only get it from Limited Edition Comix. Just saying. Just saying. What, the Rita? Yeah, Rita's Hot Topic. Wow. Rita looks absolutely amazing, guys. So if you win this and you want the rest of the set, which is the Black Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and Rita, go Limited Edition Comix. And guess what? We're going to give you the 10% discount code, which is Make My Monster Grow. All capitals. That's it. You get 10% off. 10% off, guys. That's all you have to do. So, I mean, this Red Ranger is absolutely awesome. If you want to start your Red Ranger or your Power Ranger pop collection very, very early, this is very simple. All you have to do. Yeah. So, there is a very simple question for this, and Dayle has the question, and it's related to the original. So, Dayle, what is the question for this week? So, for you to be able to win the Red Ranger, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel, like Limited Edition Facebook page, they'll both be in the link in the description below, and answer this very, 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 very simple question. It's a short Google strip away. Easy as that.
Jason David Frank originally played which colour Ranger? So we're talking about the first Ranger he played.
Yeah.
Jason David Frank originally played which colour Ranger?
Wow. I think I know, but we'll chat about that after. So if you want to win that Red Ranger, all you have to do is answer what question?
Jason David Frank, one of the most famous Power Rangers around.
Yeah.
So Jason David Frank originally played which colour Ranger?
All you have to do, guys, comments below, put it in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe, press that notifications bell so you don't miss out on anything. Go to Limited Edition Facebook, like that page, comment on any of their stuff. But remember, guys, that answer has to be in our comments section or
whether it be on
our
the
YouTube section. So remember, guys, this is a hot toy, Funko toy to win. So
only from Limited Edition Comix.
Only.
Comments below. Yeah. Below if you want to
remember,
win
like, subscribe. We keep saying it, guys. That's all you got to do, and share every single bit of our media on any of your social
Take advantage of the 10% discount code as well. Make my monster grow, all capitals.
Dayle loves that. I mean, obviously, guys.
Hey, what do you think I'm getting my comics from this week?
It's our gift to you guys. Remember, use it. Do you know what I mean? It's 10%. It may only be £1. It may only be £5.
I'm sorry, there's a big bloody difference when it comes to comic books, right? My weekly comic book investment is 30 quid. That £3 off gets me another comic, all right?
That's it. Free comics, guys. Remember that. You get a free comic if you use that 10% discount code, all right? If you have £30 worth of comics. Dale's told you, go and do it. I'm not going to be happy until you add that 10% discount code in that coupon section and buy. I feel like I'm in. I feel like I'm in Wolf of Wall Street.
It's one of them ads, isn't it? It's like one of them online ads.
Sell.
Come on down to 2 used buy card.
Recap. Rewatch was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
1995 original.
1995. Then we went on to Buzz News.
Loads of great news.
Then we reviewed Power Rangers 2017. Then we've given you the chance to win this Red Ranger. Dayle, question once more, please.
Jason David Frank originally played which colour Ranger? Very, very simple, very, very straightforward. Get that from Limited Edition Comics. That starts your collection now. If you don't want to start your collection now and you want to wait a little bit longer, or you just want to go, I want the Rita one because Rita's a hot topic part that you can only get from Limited Edition Comics. Put in the 10% discount code, make my monster grow, all capitals. Simple as that, and it turns it from, you know, a very, very hard pop to get at £25 to £22.50. It might not seem a lot, but if you spend more, making it cheaper, aren't you?
Do you know what, Dayle?
I know. Look at that. Look at this. If you want to be a Power Ranger, you get that from Limited Edition Comics as well.
Get that from Limited. Look at that.
Look, absolutely amazing. Epic. Legacy Red Ranger. The second I said to him today.
Well worth 10% off, I think, my old man.
Big time. Yeah. I said to him today. The second a green one and a white one drops, you're gonna.
That was next for me.
So that's our rewatch. Is the Ghost in the Shell anime. Our actual review is Ghost in the Shell. So we've watched the trailer. There was a new trailer today, and to be fair, I was like, nah, this looks alright. I suppose we'll watch it. And then we saw this trailer today, and I was like, Tony, can we book our tickets?
Yeah. let's go book our tickets.
Scarlett
Johansson, I'm telling you now, Scarlett Johansson's going to be on it. It's going to be Matrix, cross between iRobot, cross between
Black Widow.
Oh, Black Widow. It's going to have everything, and I'm going to be so happy with it. I know I am. I'm going to watch the anime.
We're going to watch the anime. Then we'll be able to provide you guys with a watching contrast kind of emotion as well. Exactly. So very, very simple. Wrap up of today. If you want to win that Red Ranger, not the helmet, the pop toy.
No, we're not giving away the helmet, guys. Red Ranger.
That Red Ranger pop toy. All you need to do is answer this very simple question. Jason David Frank originally played which colour Ranger? Simple as that. Straight to the point. Win that. You want 10% off your orders, your Power Ranger helmet, your pops. If you want to continue that collection going, all you need to put is make my monster grow. All in capitals in the checkout for Limited Edition Comics. Oh, breathe. Our next week's rewatch will be the original Ghost in the Shell anime, and then our actual movie review will be Scarlett Johansson in Ghost in a Shell, which looks badass.
So next week's show is going to be absolutely action-packed, guys. As you can tell, we're all excited about this. We can't wait to review it for you. Remember, if you're going onto our Facebook page, which is Weekend Buzz, all our pictures is Ron Burgundy dressed up as Han Solo with whatever movie review we've got in the banner on top. So that's our Facebook page. Remember, guys, hashtag on point. Let's get going. Let's push the movement. And let's see you next week. Oh, it's going to be so fun. Dayle, you looking forward to it?
Always looking forward to it.
Thank you very much for watching the Weekend Buzz. See you next week, guys.